Hey guys, it's the next video. So anyway, like I said earlier, Kiwi got some more stuff. One of the things was the pickup tube for this motor. The one we ordered was through Summit, and I was reading on the reviews on it. They said overall it was a good pickup tube, but a lot of them had to cut them down. And I also had to do this in this case. I already kind of figured I was going to have to from the reviews. So cut not quite a ½ inch off of it. It was sitting too tall, which is fine. There was plenty of threads on there. So I cut this off, cleaned up the threaded area, screwed right back in, got it in place. And I've already test fitted everything, but I'm going to show you kind of how I do it. I know people have different ways of doing it. So basically what I'm going to do is have proper clearance from the bottom of the pan to the pickup opening here. And usually what I do is I'll take some silicone, or back in the day the Play-Doh putty, and I would put it on there and then set it down and see if it would smash or not. Because you want to kind of get this thing really close to the bottom, but just enough where oil's getting around it and through it. So I've already got my gasket in place. I lightly tacked it on the ends here between where the rear main area is and the front plate of the timing cover. Those are prone to leaking in those areas. But it seems like everything's in place. We'll go ahead and see how the pan fits and see if it touches. All right, just going to pull it back out now. And as you see, there's nothing on the pan, so we got clearance. Like I said, I test fitted this earlier. So we'll just go ahead and wipe this off. I know a lot of people have different ways of doing it, like I said before, on how far they want this from the bottom of the pan. I like to be close, but not on it. Like I said, pick back up to the pickup tube. And Kiwi went ahead and got another oil pan. So we'll get this back in place. But usually this day and time, the way parts availability are right now, it's like when Kiwi and I were talking earlier, and as far as how long it was going to take something to get in, and he was talking about, what was it, I think it was a starter or a coil or something for a Mustang, and he didn't check the availability on it, and come to find out this part wasn't going to be available to ship out until October. Well, he's got to get this customer's car done by the end of this month, so he had to go back online and find another company that had it in stock, which is really important these days, especially with the part shortages and everything else. When you order online, make sure they have it in stock and be able to ship. Sometimes I would call the company up and say, it shows you have it in stock. Do you have it in stock? And will I be able to get it by this certain time? Especially when you're on a time crunch. And now with this, getting close to the end to where we need to get this stuff buttoned up and get some things happening, you don't need that sitting on top of you. So now I'm gonna go ahead and get the bolts on here. I'm actually surprised that I remember where all the bolts went. This thing's been tore apart for a while. And moving from one shop over to here. And I know most of the time people say, put them in bags, mark them. I've done that in the past. I probably need to be doing it more now, since the memory is not as good as it used to be. Before, I could sit there and tear a motor apart, lay everything on the table, and remember where everything went. Every bolt, every nut, every washer. And now I'm to the point, if it's tore apart more than 3 to 4 weeks, I start to worry. And most of y'all with following this tear down, we did over at Uncle Tony's garage. So it's been sitting for a while. But so far so good. I ain't had too much of a hassle remembering where all the bolts went. But this motor's so close to getting done, man. I can't wait to get this thing to fire up. So I hope everybody else's builds are going okay. I know a lot of y'all are watching. Excuse me. This changing weather has got me coughing a lot. So if you see a lot of cutting in my videos and editing, I'm basically cutting the coughs out. And yeah, I know I need to quit smoking. I like working on stuff like this. To me, it's calming, it's relaxing. For me, it just kind of eases the mind. Because I'm always wanting to do something with my hands. It looks like we've got all the bolts for these. Because like I said, this stuff was taken apart, set off to the side. So I mean, basically just thrown into this box. And all this ARP studs and stuff, different lengths and everything else. But like I said, I got lucky. Alright, I'm gonna put this on low torque. Yes, I like using these at the house. My son has got me hooked up these tools. He's been after me for years. Let's convert over to battery. And I'm slowly getting adjusted to it. And I love these, you got different settings on them. Then I'll go back with my hand ratchet because I want to over tighten them. And the last one is go around a little bit. Yep. Man, I've been waiting for a while to get this bottom end of the motor closed up. But like I said before, when you run in a situation where you gotta buy things, double check the fitment before you put it all together. I've seen where people have actually crushed the screens in these things trying to put them on too tight, or they're too short and they're too far away from the pan, so it's not getting all the oil back up through it. And also, with the parts issues, make sure you get the right part. Gasket kits that I had to buy just for 2 gaskets. And I saved the rest of them, because you never know what's gonna happen. But other than that, guys, that's gonna be it for this part. And then we'll get on to installing the intake, and hopefully the base caps for the carburetors will show up and we get all that put together for final fitment. Make sure the linkages are going to work right, but we're not going to know for sure until once we get it into the vehicle and how it's going to link up with the pedal and everything else. Get the carburetors adjusted. So hopefully soon this thing's going to be running. You have a good one, and I'll see you down the road.